Abrumoy Wincheche. Well, I'd like to welcome you to second to last iteration of the Icofa for 2013. And in observing this Icofa, it almost seems as if we have made some progress. That as individuals, we have come a long way during the course of this year. And despite the fighting in Washington, despite the problems, it would seem as if we have turned the corner. We'll know shortly because it'll be in our reading for the year, and please keep tuned for that. But right now, everything looks pretty darn good. Remember that the Icofa is an in-depth, uptight look at the energy for you to utilize in order to deal with the events that will take place during the entire month of November 2013. You may want to go back to your go-to kind of response, whatever that may be, whether it's aggressive, assertive, passive, frightened, whatever. Or you may have the good sense to listen to Arumula, who for thousands of years has assessed all the events that all the people are having all the time, and therefore knows what, in this instance, will be the best possible response. Not every time, not every day, but right now, for the month of, excuse me, November 2013, it's going to get you rewards far beyond wildest dreams. I'd like to also take a moment to reiterate one more time to invite you to my wife Iavasa's Wednesday night, we call it in your face WebEx offerings about Ifa. She did a wonderful one last week, which was filled basically with both the 7:15 and the 8:30 group. But it was wonderful to hear the understanding and the beginning to get the whole process from the initiated, from the people who stop by to see, from every in between source of your ancestors, your primary ancestor, how they work for you, etc. And each and every week, Vasa has an item like this, and it's open for discussion, and you can come with no cost, no charge, no obligation, just the experience of getting the information from Ifa, from our priests, from visiting priests, and from contributing or taking part and asking questions yourself. All you need is a computer and preferably a camera, and to write Vasa at Iavasa, care of the Ifa Foundation. Just look it up at our site, send her an email and say, hey, I'd like to give it a try. 7:15 is more convenient, or 8:30 is more convenient on a Wednesday night for me, so please let me know. I'll be very, very, very glad you did, I promise you. At any rate, you'll also be glad that you tuned in to get a listen to and a peek at this week's Icofa for the month of November. It is Ogbi in the everyday side, suggesting that there are going to be a host of new opportunities, new beginnings that are going to be available to each and every one of us. And here is where it becomes somewhat critical to use the right response in order to work our way through those openings, those new beginnings, those opportunities which will appear, to sift out those that may be problematic or may, cause us trouble, and to make sure that we are dealing with those items which will have long-term benefits for us. On the emotional spiritual side, it's arete. Arete is a sign, if you're an initiated Ifa priest, it's about doing your everyday Ifa work. And if you are not, it's about allowing the pressures of everyday life, the normal events, nothing extraordinary, the normal events of everyday life to guide and push you in the direction of solving and dealing with those events. For example, your child may not want to work hard and get good grades in school, but the pressure of having to get good grades, of being graded for it, allows him to do it. The same applies to working when it's my dog's seeing a car on the street, the nerve of it all. At any rate, allow the pressures of everyday life. Nothing extraordinary, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that, you have no plans on dealing with, the everyday things which you must deal with, and go ahead and deal with them. And nicely enough, the energy comes strongly, and I mean strongly, array, boom, balanced, just like this. And it comes with Ogbi Meiji. Now, that's the number one Odu. It carries with it a great deal of validity, but it also carries with it the suggestion or the worry that you have to be careful not to be carried away with the results. And so here we implement our measure twice, cut once, what the seamstresses, used to say and what they have to teach us. If we do that, then the Ogbi Meiji will be 100% good for all of us. Making the whole thing come together even more so is the single offering to Orunmila. That single offering is coffee. Now, please save me the letters of should it be black, should it be cream and sugar, should it be cafe au lait, should it be whatever. Whatever you feel is appropriate, give it to Orunmila. He will work with it. But the message that you have to get, and the prayers which you have to give to him, the lighting of the 2 candles, the placing of the coffee in front of Orunmila, or in what suffices, in your house for Orunmila, have to carry with it the desire to have the discipline, the organization, the good character to follow through with taking advantage of, seeing all of these opportunities which are going to exist, and then of making the right decision to put them into play. That's what the month of November holds. It's very positive, very promising. And until next time, love and blessings.